Hello, everyone. This is Wise Forex. We'll be talking on what I call mentorship class in this period, and this will run concurrently for a period of time. So, we are going to discuss what I call market structure today. And what is market structure? It is the directional bias of the market, that is, either buy or sell. And we have types of market structure, that is the swing structure, which is used for direction, then substructure for correction, minor structure for continuation. The basic knowledge of market structure is we want to see something like this. We want to see a break, that is to the upside, but in the downside, we want to see something like this. A break. This is probably what we want to see over and over, and this is probably the basic knowledge of market structure in the forex industry. And ideally, we have types of market structure, of which we said we have swing structure, substructure, then minor structure. This swing structure is where market continue creating highs and low. Highs and low. The overall swing is called swing structure, either to the buy side or to the sell side. And substructure is the correction. When market create or break structure, the correction or the pullback is what is called the substructure. This correction here is the substructure. Then the minor structure is the continuation. This leg that comes up is what is called continuation. Then break of structure. So that is actually the types of market structure that we know. But however, there are something that validates market structure. The basic knowledge is this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see, break of structure. But there is something that validates market structure in a real life. Yes. That is what I called market moves this way. Market moves this way. We want to see a sweep of the previous low, then a break of structure. So we want this low to be taken out before we cannot call this a low. We want this previous low to be taken out, then we can call this a low. So when this low is taken out, this low has been validated, which means by all means, we don't want this low to be taken out anymore again. Then we would want something like this, a pullback into the discount zone, then continuation. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm explaining. What did I say? I said some things that validate the market structure is in a buy side, we want to see a sweep of the previous low, a break of structure, then entry might be or will be at the discount zone, then we'll continue. The same thing is applicable to the downside. We want to see a sweep of the previous side, a break of structure, then pull back into the discount zone, into the premium zone, then continued. We want to see a sweep, then a break, then pull back, then we'll continue. That is the market structure that you would want to know, what market does exactly. So, but this pullback is what I want to talk of now, because most times we see a pullback maybe at this region. This is what I call premium and discount. premium and discount. We want to see a market pulling back. Or how to detect the premium and discount is you take your Fibonacci, spray it from swing. If it is an uptrend, I mean a downtrend, you want to spray it from up to down. Then we want to see somewhere here a pullback inside of this, at least above the 50%. Above the 50%, that is this 0.5, then we can now sell at the premium. But in a discount, we want to see it below the 50%. We want to see it below the 50%. We want to see this leg here inside of this place, then we cannot buy. Not here, because if it is here, this is what is called incomplete pullback. But when it touches here, then we know it's now valid. Then we want to see it more in the discount zone, that is somewhere here, that we can now take or refine our entry and now buy somewhere around this region. Hope you're understanding what I'm explaining. Now let's use the live chart and test run it. This is, if we can see, this is the directional bias is buy, is bullish, with no doubt. We want to see something like this. We want to see a sweep, then a break. We want to see something like this, a sweep of the previous low. Then we want to see a break of structure. Then how do we know where to enter? We just take our Fibonacci from swing low to swing high. Just below the 50 fib, we cannot take our entry either from the order block or any strategy at all that will not buy. So now we have another break of structure here again. Before this break of structure, we had this sweep, which makes this low protected. Remember, after this sweep, this low is now protected, is now a protected low. Which means by all means, we don't want the market to trade below it. Now, this is now another sweep again. By all means, we don't want this market to trade below here. So now we had this pullback. But why is this pullback not necessary? Why is this pullback not after this break of structure? Why is this pullback was not respected? Because it wasn't below the 50%. You see, it's very far away. But this one came, then tapped the 50% zone and now continued to the upside, which makes this low now sweep, and this low becomes protected now. Protected low. Then we had another break of structure. I don't know if you are getting me. So to save much of our time, because I wouldn't like this to be too long, we cannot see a sweep now of the previous low. More examples, then a break of structure here. A break of structure. Then we saw this pullback here. You take your entry. Sweep, break, then you take your entry. Now this is the current price. What actually happened there is, what did we see? Reading from market structure, we saw a sweep, then a break, then market came at the discount region, then bought. This is exactly what we want to see over and over and over again. Sweep of the previous low, break of structure, comes down to the discount zone, then we'll buy. Hope you are getting me. Hope you got me. All right, thank you and God bless you. Uh Stay tuned because our next video will be more on liquidity, how to refund our entries, and what validates more of the discount and premium zone. God bless you.